Have questions about your pets? Looking for your next forever friend? We've got you covered. This is Pet Connection with Energy 95.3. Now, here's Erik Fox.
Welcome back once again, B-Town. We were talking about the birds that go on the ice, and now we're talking about the dogs that roam the land. It's Pet Connection here. My name is Erik Fox, once again from Energy 95.3. Joined this time by Nick and the amazing team at Kern County Animal Services. How are you doing this morning?
We're doing good. How about you, Erik?
Not too bad. Dealing with the illness that I think half the valley has right now, but you know we're getting along here. But something that's given me a lot of comfort over the last 7 days that I've been dealing with this has been my dogs. And maybe you have that missing from your life, and that's why look at that transition. Let's talk about Dilly.
Yeah, Dilly is an interesting boy. The picture doesn't do him justice there. He's about a 5-year-old mixed breed, and I do stress the phrase mixed breed. He's only about 27 pounds, but he's got the head of probably a bully breed type dog, kind of a blocky-headed dog. He's got the long ears of like a hound or a basset, and he's got short, little stubby legs, kind of like a dachshund, and he's got a bit of a long torso. So I said yesterday I had him with me, and he kind of reminds me like if you asked a 4-year-old to draw a picture of a dog. This is what they draw with a bunch of different types of dogs all combined. But all we know is that regardless of what his breed is, he's a very sweet boy. He's just a sweet, sweet boy, handsome boy. He's an adult dog, so he's not going to get much bigger than this. He's small enough to be held. He gets along super well with other dogs.
And look how rapid that tail's going. So Dilly definitely likes that.
He gets along well with other dogs, and he's just very friendly. He just loves everybody he comes across. He's going to need some training. He's probably never had any leash training because he just pulls and pulls and pulls until he chokes himself. But he's a very good dog. He's potty trained. He waits to go outside to go use the bathroom, but he's in need of a home, and he's available at the Kern County Animal Shelter right now.
Let's talk about that process. So if someone wants to see Dilly, because Dilly is like just an amazing dog. Look at that tail just going crazy. The ears just went up, hearing a random voice coming from a random place in your space. So what is the process like to meet Dilly and maybe get Dilly a home? Because that's really what we want to do today.
Yeah, so folks can come down to the animal shelter here at 3951 Fruitvale Avenue. We're on Fruitvale, just north of Rosedale Highway. And we're open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday, except for Wednesdays. We're open from 2 p.m. until 7 p.m. For those of you who work after work until 5. If you're interested in seeing Dilly, you just come down, come to our facility, ask if you want to see Dilly. We'll tell you what kennel he's in, and as long as we have the staffing to do so, we'd be happy to do a meet and greet for you to see if Dilly's a match. I guarantee you he will. Like I said, he needs some training, so he might get overexcited. But I'm sure he's going to be a match for just about anybody, just because he fits in very well with just about any family.
We got the information for Dilly on the screen, who is our guest today on Pet Connection, A1171906. Once again, a 5-year-old mixed breed dog, and we were talking mixed breed because literally I hope this doesn't come across mean, but it's almost the Mr. Potato Head of dogs, because literally whatever you kind of would like in your dog, Dilly has it for you.
Yeah, he does. He's, like I said, he's small enough to carry if you need to. But if you just look at his head, you got a big dog. You got a large breed dog. But then he's probably also small enough to fit in a travel crate too. So he's the best of both worlds. He's a big dog in a small dog body.
Especially heading into the holiday time, when you're watching those holiday movies, the weather gets cold and you just want to snuggle up. Dilly's ready for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, he at 5 years old, about 5 years old, he's still got a little bit of energy in him. But yeah, we think he's going to be a good couch potato pal.
Well, let's definitely get Dilly to be your couch potato. So your couch needs some potatoes on it, and don't put potatoes on it. Put a dog on it, and Dilly's ready to get there. Let's go and talk about we're into the holiday season. So once again, the king of segues here. We're talking. Well, last time we talked about some of the dangers about the holiday foods. I think really a lot of people decorate right around this time if they haven't done it already. So there's some decorations that are up that aren't there the rest of the year that maybe you need to think about when it comes to either dogs or cats, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a personal experience with that. About 6 months ago, we adopted a cat, of course, from the Kern County Animal Shelter. Well, we fostered a kitten, and we ended up adopting a cat. And that cat is now experiencing a Christmas tree for the first time in its life.
Mm.
We were kind of curious how she would react, and it turns out she wants to eat it. So, and that had to be a thought process before we put up the tree. How is
Hmm.
our cat going to react? Because we have to make sure that she's going to be safe. Because it's just there's a lot of danger in some of the decorations that we use during the holidays, really during any holiday. But Christmas trees and Christmas lights are one of those things. We need to be cognizant and aware. Pay attention when you first put up the decorations. See if they're just too interesting for your pets, and then you might need to take some precautions to prevent access to those things, like Christmas trees and wreaths and electric plugs and lights that you might adorn your house with, plants that you might put up around the holidays. Some of those can be poisonous. I think we mentioned 2 weeks ago, and it's always a wonderful idea, especially during the holidays, but at any point, to have the pet poison control number written down and maybe posted on your refrigerator.
Mm.
In case your dogs or cats or animals behavior changes and you think it might have eaten something that's poisoned it, that you can call that number. The ASPCA has a wonderful pet poison control hotline, and it's a good precaution to take just in case your pet does ingest something around the holidays that maybe changes its behavior. But yeah, we want to make sure that we're paying attention in advance before we put up decorations about what your pets have access to.
I think that's great advice as always. And I think another thing to also hit up as we're heading to the holiday time, if you're thinking of getting a pet for a family member, either elderly, child, or middle of the road, what are maybe some things that people really need to think about when it comes to that aspect?
Yeah, we don't. I mean, each situation is different, of course. And if you have a friend or a relative or somebody in your life that has expressed to you on a number of occasions that they are in the market to adopt a new pet, you of course would know better than we would whether that would be a good idea. But it's rare that a surprise of an animal as a gift works out well,
Hmm.
unless that person, like I said, is already in the market. So we always want to make sure that if you're thinking of getting a pet, shelter pet or otherwise, as a gift to somebody, make sure that it's something that they can care for and have the resources to care for. Not only if you're purchasing a pet as a gift for somebody else, but if you're deciding to adopt a pet during the holidays, just do the research. Make sure that you know that there's a lot of resources and care that have to go into caring for an animal. Not everything is just food and water. There's veterinary care and vaccines and licenses and all kinds of responsibilities. Some you can plan for and some you can't. So we want to make sure that, especially during the holidays, if we're considering a pet as a gift, whether it be for ourselves or somebody else, that we know that we're going to give a good, safe home to those animals.
Especially for kids. I mean, you guys have a couple great programs where maybe you need to find out if the kid is really ready and the kid really understands, and that's fostering, Streets of Bakersfield, a lot of great things like that that they can take advantage of, right?
Yeah, you touched on the Streets of Bakersfield. Real quick explanation of what that is. We don't do Streets of Bakersfield all the time. It's when we have staff to stand the program up, and usually that's on Saturdays between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. But the Streets of Bakersfield program is kind of like a dog on loan kind of thing. It benefits the pets in our shelter so much to get out of the facility just for a couple of hours. Their mental well-being and their physical health improves greatly just by leaving the shelter for a few hours. And that's just talking about the benefit to the animal's health and well-being. It also tells us a ton of things about the dog's behavior in a more natural environment. The animal shelter is not a natural environment for a dog or for a cat for that matter. Very stressful, a lot of anxiety involved for the animals. And so their true behavior begins to come out once they leave the facility. So when you do take an animal on the program that's called Streets of Bakersfield, that's a big benefit for us is you tell us some of the experience that you've had with the animal, and we can document that and make sure that we give it to the adopter so that they can be more prepared for what they're getting.
So more information on that, along with other programs. Your social media accounts are just amazing to go check out. You have a great social media team over there. How can people check that out and be a part of that?
Yeah, so we're on. I'm not a huge social media guy, but we are on most of the major platforms. So follow us on Facebook. Facebook, God bless you. Facebook.com/Kern County Animal Services. We are on Instagram. Search for Kern County Animal Services. We're on Twitter at KC Animal Services. We are on TikTok as well. All the major social media platforms. We are trying to promote the animals in need of adoption and the programs that we offer to help you be a responsible pet owner. So yes, please follow us on social media.
And of course, a lot of events are going up in December as we head into the holidays too, right?
Yeah, we have 6 spay-neuter events scheduled in the month of December for the community. This is for community pets, not necessarily for shelter animals. So follow us on social media, and we'll post when those events will be and where they will be, and how to sign up for them.
Lots of great things always with Kern County Animal Services. And of course, our guest today has been Dilly, who has been just an amazing lap dog today. And like we were saying, we don't use the term mutt in a bad way with this. We say this is a really great thing because Dilly is just an amazing dog. Look at that. Just Dilly needs that home. So we got the information on the screen. A117-1906, a 5-year, definitely a mixed breed male, ready to go home. So let's get Dilly a home. Nick from Kern County Animal Services, as always, appreciate everything you and the rest of your team do. And as we head into the holidays, we'll be talking more on things with what you should really consider with your pets as we head through the holidays and a whole lot more. And of course, more guest stars, because me and Nick, we're just the dudes here. The important ones are the ones in the lap. So Nick, appreciate the time as always.
Thank you for the opportunity, Eric.
We'll see you next time with another edition of your Energy Pet Connection with Energy 95.3 and Kern County